This book is called Moon's Messenger by Virginia Kroll. So when we first are looking through it, we can see that there's a young girl sitting here. And when you look at the word moon, it says moon sat. So that makes me think that the girl's name is Moon. You can see there's a turtle. And she is riding the turtle and looking at, these all look like skeletons. Here she is again underwater. Looks very mysterious. Another picture of her with all the different types of animals. And here's one. It's showing, look, her fingers have black stuff on them. So it makes me think of oil that might be released into the oceans or the lakes that are toxic to all the animals. Another picture of her with some animals. Here's one with raccoons getting into the trash can. And it says over here, they arrived at a more temperate place. Temperate means being or kept within limits. It's not too far in satisfying someone's needs, so it's like the right place. Here she is asleep on the turtle. And these look like turtle eggs. So maybe talking about bringing new life into the world and not wanting them to be in a toxic place. Here's one of the turtle being hatched. And then I think, yeah, that's the end. All right, let's go back to the beginning. All right, Moon sat alone on the beach near her village, watching the sun being gulped whole like a tangerine by a giant's mouth. Sandpipers scooted along the shore, and a teeny crab dashed by and disappeared into the sand. Suddenly, Moon heard a ripple. She felt a splash. Moon blinked the water away. A great green turtle washed up and braced itself with the back tip of its shell in the wet sand. Moon gasped. She knew how unusual such an encounter was. Of all the sea turtles, greens were the most endangered on Earth. Green Turtle wore a frown and pleaded silently with Moon, who read a sad expression in its golden eyes. "What is it, Turtle? Why are you here?" The turtle beckoned. "Come," with its strong front flipper, and as if it had actually spoken, Moon knew that it wanted to show her something. She climbed atop its heart-shaped shell. Green Turtle turned and paddled out to sea, rearing up now and then so that Moon could take deep breaths. First, it dove to the depths, and Moon saw the graveyard where dinosaurs and dados, mammoths and moas, saber-toothed tigers, and passenger pigeons lay lifeless forever. These are the extinct ones, Moon somehow knew. In the water, the huge reptile was feather-light and fast. Moon urged the turtle on and was surprised that she could hold her breath so long. Underwater, Moon opened her wondering eyes. Black anglefish with silver halos winged by. Coral polyps pulsated in pink and purple tones. Cowries imitated monsters' toothy mouths, and scallops looked like rows of miniature blue-eyed kittens hiding in dark closets. Skates whizzed by in puffs of sand as squids vanished in inky clouds. Seahorses twined around eel grass and each other, dancing to ocean rhythms. The strands of Moon's light hair flowed long and smooth like seaweed. Green Turtle began to cruise, and Moon realized that they were coming close to shore. The turtle brought her to a land where branches twisted like intricate mazes and vines crept like serpents over, under, around, and through them. Above, the roar of power says, beautiful beak-heavy birds screeched their protest, and monkeys mourned with heart-wrenching howls as trees crashed onto the floor of their rainforest. Why do they have to take all the trees in one place? Moon wondered. How will these animals ever live in peace? A worse thought hit her. How will they live at all? Then Green Turtle traveled to a distant place where once glistening granite pebbles were blackened with oil. A few lonely gulls with darkened feathers squealed about the otters that used to play with them. Moon didn't know where the oil had come from, but she wondered, how can people be so careless? Next, Green Turtle took Moon to a gulf where motorboats tore up the water hyacinths and scared manatees' hides as they munched in the shallows of their tropical home. Moon said, why can't humans sail their boats in deeper water? Green Turtle moved on and water grew cold. Moon shivered at the next stop. Even though spring was spreading over the snowy landscape, the north wind kept the air very chilly. Moon hugged her arms around herself and glanced at the shore. A man was setting fur traps for minks and foxes so that he could sell their coats for people to wear. As Green Turtle turned to continue their journey, Moon noticed a tired polar bear struggling to find an iceberg so it could rest. Moon felt her own muscles ache just watching the effort. She had heard that something called global warming was ruining polar bears' habitats. We have to stop all this, she cried as Green Turtle resumed their journey. They arrived at a more temperate place. Green Turtle pulled up to a shoreline where a brick building stood. A sign in front announced, "Town meeting tonight." She could hear angry voices spilling from the windows. People were discussing what to do about the deer that were eating their backyard scrubs and the raccoons that were raiding their trash cans. What did they expect? Moon said. They steal the creatures' homes and complain when they try to survive. Moon patted Green Turtle's shell. She had seen enough. Green Turtle paddled into the sea, lolling at its munched seagrass while Moon basked atop its back. Green Turtle folded its flippers behind its shell, and Moon used one as a pillow. By now, the moon was spilling silver rays onto the gentle waves, and Moon fell asleep to their soothing rocking rhythm. She awoke just before dawn in a familiar place and realized, I'm home. She looked around. The beach was deserted, dark, and peaceful. Moon dismounted, expecting Green Turtle to head back out to sea. Instead, it lumbered further onto land. Heavily, it plodded until it seemed that it could move no more. Green Turtle laid its head in the sand and exhaled hard. Moon felt her heart sink. Don't die, Green Turtle, she cried. Suddenly, the turtle raised its head and began pushing sand aside with its back flippers. Furiously, it dug to make a hole. Then calmly, it lowered itself backwards into the hole. One by one, it laid 100 round, leathery eggs. Moon could barely catch her breath as she witnessed it. A miracle, she whispered. When it had securely covered its treasures, Moon was sure that the corners of Green Turtle's mouth were turned upward at the corners and its frown was gone. They will return to sea. I'll protect them, Moon promised. Every single one of them. Green Turtle glanced over its shell at Moon. Their eyes exchanged understanding glances before it plodded back to sea, leaving a toboggan-like trail and its message behind it. Just then, Moon saw the horizon brighten, and she felt the mildest of breezes begin to dry her sea-soaked body. Moon was tired, but she realized there was work to do that could not wait. She wouldn't leave it to others, and it could not wait till she grew up either. She would gather her friends this very morning. For one thing, she could need help fencing in Green Turtle's nest. For another, she had to tell them all about what she had seen and form a plan for stopping it. As Moon ran home, images of life swam around her mind, while Green Turtle's message swirled within her heart. Green turtles live in the tropical and subtropical oceans around the world. These beautiful creatures are not actually green, but have shells that come into range of patterns and colors from olive to brown to black. It is the green fat under their shells that gives them the name greens, but the existence of these special turtles is threatened by hunters who kill them for their meat and eggs propellers that maim them, fish nets that trap them, and development that eliminates their crucial nesting grounds. Despite the fact that these peaceful creatures can live for 80 to 100 years and swim across oceans to reach the beaches where they lay their eggs, they are now endangered. It is not too late to save the green sea turtle along with other animals that call the ocean home. What will you do to help?